entering a new decade as the world's leader in motorsports coverage presents Speed World. Drivers, your cars.
Oh, Spider's going to get the pole every race, isn't he? Jeez. This is like the third or fourth in a row that he's gotten it. Jabroni.
Jabroni Cup fever. Catch it. Woo! Hell yeah!
All right, Jabroni Cup action. Super Saturday Showdown. This is Chet McGurk with Tad Lowdermilk in the booth as we get ready for a doubleheader to end the 2021 Jabroni Cup Series season. Right now we've got our qualifiers up on the screen. Luke Halton again on the pole for what has to be about the 3 or 4 of the last few races he's been up there. Not been able to translate into anything though. Justin Parks, the points leader, qualifying in 8th with Cole Parks, who's in 2nd in points, qualifying 3rd. I believe that gap was still 107 points. Going to be pretty insurmountable unless we see some pretty big shakeups out here tonight, Tad. What do you think? You think it's pretty much done for?
I don't know.
Well, me neither. That's why we race. That's why they play the game. So, got a strong beverage ready. We're going to get ready to get this thing started. Tad, any thoughts on any of the drivers of the season as we ride into the last night of racing action?
No.
Come on, Tad. Give me something, bro. Any thoughts? Anybody you thought did really good or really bad or, you know?
Wes.
Mm.
He's terrible.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. But, you know, minimum effort racing, the name says it all. They're not really out there giving anything other than minimum effort. So, you know, he's pretty expected to be on the bottom. I think right now my biggest surprise of the season is Pete Cool, who has really come on. And, you know, earlier in the season, my Rookie of the Year vote was going to go to Jason Brown, but he cooled off really hard in the second half of the season. Pete Cool's kind of maintained, and he's been up there. I think he's in the top 10 in points. We didn't want to pull that up. We'll pull it up before the next race and see the point standings before we get started. We're just letting it count down since last night had that technical glitch and missed the opening of the race. Don't want that to happen again, as it could be crucial here in Phoenix. Tad, I honestly don't remember anything about racing at Phoenix last season. Do you? I have no recollection of it.
I don't even know really anything about last season.
Yeah, same here. Feels like it was a lifetime ago, eh?
Yes.
We've been through a lot as we are about 90 seconds away. Again, you can see the qualifiers up there on the screen. Not going to call them out. Read them and weep. It's like I said, Justin Parks, the points leader, starting in 8th. Cole Parks in 2nd place in the points, starting 3rd. Chris Skeen, that's right. Chris Skeen rocketing up the charts here with a late push at the end of the season. He moved up to 3rd place, and it's not too far behind Cole Parks. But again, I don't know if anybody can catch Justin Parks, but we could still see some shuffling with those guys in the 2nd through 4th to 5th position. Only time will tell. After that, no one's got a real chance at doing anything. So we are getting closer to this one starting. Let's go ahead and get this full screen. Taking a look at that beautiful field of Jabroni Cup cars. Any gut feeling? Anybody you want to call your shot on this? Who do you think's going to win, Tad? Just name anybody. We're not holding anybody accountable here.
Duke's Park.
This race, so you're calling Justin Parks to win this one? You know, I almost want to go with Spider. Maybe he pulls it together, and Chris Skeen has been on a hot streak. I'm going to go with Cole Parks. No, I'm going to go with Jason Parks. That's going to be my pick, Jason Parks. I think Jason Parks first, Cole Parks second. I'm going to go that far, but we'll see.
Drivers,
And just like that, Terry Sanchez gives the command for these cars to crank it up. And we're going to get rolling here in just a second. Phoenix, an interesting track. We'll see if these guys start bumping and grinding right off the bat, or if it stays relatively calm. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get on our rear chase cam so we can keep an eye on the field. Drew Park's up there. Hadn't even been paying attention. He's had a nice little run here at the end of the season. Just like that, we're off. Spider with a nice start. Going out a little bit ahead. Cole Park's going a little bit high. Oh, I see everyone's already sliding. This could be a wall smacker. We'll have to wait and see, but Spider off to a nice start. We've got 63 laps here at Phoenix, and wow, this is going to get interesting, I believe, Dad. We got people 3, maybe 4 wide back there almost. Spider into the wall, banging into Drew. Oh, Drew Parks cannot buy.
Wow.
Just no luck here in the second half of the season. He's had some nice runs. And I think he got away unscathed, although he did drop back. There he is.
Oh, because I was going to say if he was involved, he was probably going to lose the race. Or just get DNF'd.
So Spider into Drew right at the beginning, and like I've been saying, Drew's had some nice runs here at the end of the season, but seems like he's always on the receiving end of somebody doing something real jabroni-ish. Not sure what's going on as they're going to stack back up. Drew Parks is like, hey, smell you guys later. I don't know. We'll wait and see.
Okay, what is going
Brogy with some serious damage, but not going to be a player in the points. What's going on back there? Brogy looks like he was braking to get to the inside of the pit. Well, these guys are just getting back around, so let's back up and see what happened. I think Drew got into the wall and Spider just followed him right in it. Followed right into Drew's car and bounced off of him. Turned him around, but we'll see here in just a second. Or other way around, actually, it looks like. Let's see, Drew making a move on the inside. Spider into the wall and bounces back into him. So let's... Brogy right into the front of him. Cole Parks just looked like he avoided damage. We'll back up and check in on him since he's in play for the championship. He did smack the wall, got into Justin Parks a little bit, and Crockerhammed a little bit. But shouldn't be too worse for the wear. So let's go back around to find our race leader and get caught back up to the live feed there, Tad. So fireworks to begin with. This is going to be one of those where we're going to see a lot of slipping and sliding, it looks like. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out of this alive, as all eyes are going to be on the 69 Duke's Mayonnaise car and the 87 Star Wars cars. They're the two at the top of the charts right now, the top of the point standings. Oh, kind of a secondary story is going to be, can Spider put together a race? He's been on top of the poll for numerous races here at the end, but with disastrous results, so that'll be something else we're keeping an eye on to see if he can stay at the front of the field, as we will bring up the standings. So we wait to go green again. Logan Parks dropping way back. He's in the pits trying to get that front end worked out. Cam Cockerham might have joined him on pit road, but right now, old Spider up front, followed by Jacob Parks and Daryl Parks, Pete Cool, Jason Parks, Miles Parks. Let's scan down and see Justin Parks in 13th, followed by Cole Parks in 14th. So they're going to be starting right with each other. And we're going to have to go back and, on this restart, we're going to focus on those guys, as they are our 1 and 2 in the points championship. Actually, we might go for a little broadcast action to get a little bit more context for how they fare on this restart. So we're on lap 5. 63 to go, Tad. This could be one that could stretch out a bit with cautions, but at least we'll get to see it chop up a little bit out there. We're going to try to do our best to investigate the replays, but not for too long so that we don't lose any of the green flag action. So we're on lap 5. Brian Driggers with some noticeable damage to the rear end of his car. Don't see him really having a need to pit though at this point. AJ Lawler with some. There's the restart. I'm going to focus on the points leaders for a moment and see once everyone gets stacked back up what happens. And then we'll shift back up to the front of the field. But too good of an opportunity to not see what these guys do here for a second. Cole Park's going to follow Justin Parks around for a bit. Stay tucked in behind him as they get inside of Brian Driggers. Brian Driggers sliding way out. Cole Parks down on the inside. Justin Parks into the wall hard. We've got smoke out ahead of him, but that was a pretty hard hit. We got black smoke. Oh, looks like the Pete Cool Mutt-Cut's car is out. When you see that much smoke, you know that thing is not going to be staying out on the track. Don't know if we have a caution yet, though. It doesn't appear so. But we'll see once we make it to the start-finish line. So we're watching this duel between Justin Parks and Cole Parks. Championship points on the line as we are in the next to last race. This is a great look-in on our 2 points leaders. Look at that pack of cars, Tad. Nothing good can come from being stacked up that hard in there. All it takes is one person hit the wall, Tad. For the chain reaction, shuffling around a bit. Justin Parks on the inside, Cole Parks on the outside. Never want to be outside. Getting 4 wide. That's when things really... Jason Parks into the wall. Cole avoids it. Keeps some momentum and shuffles down to the inside. So this is a great look-in at the battle going on between our points leaders. Going 3 wide. Cole kind of tucks back in, but he's going to ride the train, ride the snake, and try to get around Justin, and he does. Almost. I'm actually looking at the Driggers car. Now he gets around him. Boy, they are packed in, Tad. This is some close quarters racing. We'll see a lot of elbows out there. We're going to move ahead to Tad. To Cole. A little bit of a slip there. Who is riding in 12th. And really, you know... Cole into the wall hard in a chain reaction. I see Jason Parks spinning out back there, so we're definitely going to end up with a caution there. We'll stay with these guys as they race back around to the start-finish. This looks like this is going to be a meat grinder. And right now, for these guys, they've just got to survive in advance. But if you're Cole Parks, you've really got to put your foot down and try to get some separation, because finishing this close to Justin Parks is not going to give you, really, it's not going to help you gain any ground. So let's find, okay, Jacob Parks now in the lead of the race. It appears they are lining up for the caution. We will take a quick look back who we saw. Who was that? Jason Parks we saw spinning out?
Yeah.
Let's, Stinky Bennett cruising down on the inside. He's got some damage. We also, before that even happened, something happened to the P. Cool's car. It was the black smoke coming up. Maybe he missed a shift or something and redlined that thing, because there was quite a bit of smoke coming out of it. Jason Brown got into him a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then Drew Parks into him. That's enough to turn him around. Spin out. Logan Parks with no front end left on that car, but still out there. So let's see if we can find what happened to Pete Cool. It may have been before that. He may already be behind the wall at this point. Appears so. I'm still going to back it up some more. Take a look back to see what happened to him, and then we'll catch back up to green flag. Although, that's encouraging that he's going to be able to finish. That is a lot of smoke, Tad. That's never a good sign. Cruising through the grass, too. Coming out of the turn. Just a little tap from Darrell Parks. Another one there, and just that's not enough damage to cause that. Must have just been a error by the driver. So we'll catch up to the race leader and start getting caught back up to the live feed. We're still very early in the race, Tad. We're seeing a little bit of bumping and grinding going on out there. So let's pull the standings up. Pico his car has gone behind the wall. I thought maybe he had a chance seeing him raise it up and get some tires changed, but that'll be it for him today. With Darrell Parks in second, Luke Halton in third, old Mitch up to fourth, Rusty Hughes in fifth, Chief in sixth, Skeen in seventh, Miles in eighth, Luke in ninth, Cole in 10th, Dane in 11th, Justin in 12th, Brown Eye 13th, Brian Driggers 14th, Audi in 15th, Crocs in 16th, Brogy in 17th, Wes 18th, Jason Parks dropping to 19th. That's not what he wants to have happen, but we're still early. He's got a lot of time to get back up there. EJ Lawler behind him, and JD in 21st. Little Drew Parks, another disappointing turn of events, drops to 22nd. Stinky Bennett in 23rd. Should be hopefully coming back around on some green flag laps here in a minute. We're on lap 15, Tad, so still early. A lot of time left. I said we're going to be keeping special focus on Justin Parks and Cole Parks, number 1 and 2 drivers, but not to forget that Chris Skeen is in third, and if I remember correctly, Jacob Parks, the current leader, is in fourth, but both Skeen and Jacob Parks sitting a little bit further out right now. The person with the best chance of catching the points leader is Cole Parks, but it all depends on what happens. These guys getting sideways in the turns. Just a slick one. Race leader Parks into the wall, but keeps up his speed. But I see little Luke back there getting turned around. Yep. And some guys getting bumped around, but didn't look like it was too hard of a hit. But black smoke coming from that Xbox car of JD sides. Looks like that's going to be all she wrote for him today. And we're going to have another caution. I hope these guys can get some green flag laps out there. So, well, they're still racing pretty hard. There, they were getting back to the start-finish, and now they've thrown the yellow flag. So we will get ready for some more caution laps. Sure, it'd be nice, Tad, to see these guys pull it together and give us some green flag laps consecutively, don't you think? We're on lap 18 of 63. Guess we'll take a look at that, Tad. We got nothing better to do as we meander through the caution laps here. We'll go back on board little Luke and that Pepperidge Farm Goldfish Baked Snack Crackers 55 Ford Thunderbird. Also has a secondary sponsor of Hot Wheels. The youngest driver on the tour, on the circuit, little Luke. See what happened to him. Got turned around. Looks like he just got wedged in. Let's move up to Miles Parks. He's just Miles, smacked the wall, bounced into Luke, who got bounced into Jason Brown Eye. Boom, turned around. That was a pretty hard hit. We'll check that out. Eat up some of this caution. Might just go on board with Luke. How about that, Tad? Get a real good view of what he saw. Smack. I'm getting hit by a brown eye, and then someone else got him pretty good. Whoa. Motion sickness morning, folks. He was spinning around out there like a whirling dervish. Take one more look just to see who had that pretty hard second hit on him. Take a look at the helicopter cam. Spun by Brown Eye into the wall. JD nails him right on the front corner of that Xbox car, and that looks like that's going to be all she wrote for it, judging by the amount of black smoke. Of course, the Goldfish car looking rough, but looks like primarily rear end damage and to the side, so we'll probably see him back out on the track. Wow, that's maybe the furthest I've seen someone's rear quarter panel pushed in to expose that much of the tire there, Tad. So let's get back to... look at all that smoke coming out of the Xbox Mountain Dew Doritos car. So now we're going to go ahead and skip back and catch the live feed. We're on lap 18 of 63, folks. Still not even halfway yet. A lot of bumping and grinding. Gonna let it get caught up, and then we'll pull the standings up on the screen and check in on the points leaders. Quick check, and we've got sticking together still. Justin Parks in 8th, Cole Parks in 9th. So they're duking it out back there, Tad. But if you're Cole, you gotta have more if you want a shot. You're running out of laps with only this race and the next one. We'll be going to Atlanta next to finish off the season. Jacob Parks still leading, but again, as long as Justin Parks finishes the race, I think if he just finishes these next two races, don't know that anyone's going to catch him. The whole field's got to be hoping for a DNF. But even if he gets enough laps under his belt, it's just academic at this point, Tad. Academic. So let's go back with those guys. Oh, I skipped them. Didn't I? Yeah. All right. Going green again. We're going to follow the 2 points leaders still just beside each other. You know, if you're Cole Parks, you might have a little bit of an idea in the back of your head to maybe give him a little tap on that inside quarter. Put him in the wall. What do you think, Tad? You think he's going to do it? Or you think he'll stay clean? Yeah, Tad shrugged. The same. Spider into the wall. Gets Justin turned around, but ooh, he dodged. Oh, EJ Lawler into him. Oh, Wes into him, but it looks like superficial damage.
Nice.
The opportunity was there, and he is damaged, but I think he'll be okay. Right now, it's going to take a really hard wreck.
I really want to understand if that would be a caution.
Oh, it definitely would. It slowed up enough. Slowed everybody down, and cars in the middle of the track. Some damage to the 69, but looks pretty cosmetic. He should be okay. Stopping there. A little bit of discussion with Drew Parks. Not sure what happened. Drew Parks had nothing to do with anything. I don't know why he had to bump into him there at the end of that.
Wow, he's just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, he's heading to the pits. So,
Wow,
well,
almost everybody is.
Yep, we are taking advantage of... Ooh, Croc's almost into the rear of EJ. So, let's back this thing up and see exactly what went down.
Oh, is there even anybody on the track?
No, they're pitting, bud.
Oh.
They're on taking advantage of the caution to go ahead and get into the pits. We're going to back it up, though. Back it up. See what happened. I'm going to stay with the helicopter view to give us a really wide look. I think Spider bumped the wall and bumped back into him, and that's been pretty standard. With the guys on the outside getting a little too fast. We'll see. Looks like 69's already drifting into him. Yep. So they were both going to end up hitting the wall, and that got him turned around. We'll see who. And Jacob Park's getting turned around up there, but turned right back around by Rusty Hughes. I think he just lost control. So we had two cars sliding at the same time, and then Mitch into him. So Cole Parks gets by unscathed. E.J. Lawler's going to put one on the rear quarter panel, but not too bad. But then Wes into the rear end pretty hard. And that was it for the contact there. I'm going to take a look. See what happened in front of him. I think Jacob Parks just lost control. I don't know if he got hit or... Oops. I'm going to stay up high. Yep, he just bounced into the wall, then bounced down into a teammate. So, just another case of a driver hitting the wall, which we've seen a lot already, Tad. So let's pull the stats up. Brian Driggers is the race leader at the moment. So let's find him, and we'll go ahead and get caught back up. That was just a big cluster of cars. I'm honestly surprised there weren't more hard collisions once people got turned around and stopped, because there's not a lot of places to go when that many cars are stopped. You know, Tad?
Yeah.
It just turns into a destruction derby with nowhere to escape. So we're going to catch back up to our live feed as quick as we can. Like I said, we don't want to miss any green flag action, even if we do have to watch a little bit of the caution laps. And once we get caught back up, we'll get the stats back up and take a look at those and see how everything panned out. Everybody hit the pits. Brian Driggers, your new race leader. Jacob Parks in second. Darrell Parks in third. Croc's up to fourth. Let's see where the points contenders are. Cole Parks down to 18th. Justin Parks up to 16th. So I don't know how that worked out on the pits, but maybe there was a little more. I honestly don't know. I didn't think the 87 was as damaged, but we'll see. We'll stay up front since those guys are kind of strung out a little bit back there. Let's get to our rear chase cam. So keep an eye on the field as we stay with the race leader at the moment, Brian Driggers. Already, Croc's drifting way up high coming out of that turn. And that's Mitch getting turned around, so we can't even get a single. Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, we'll have to check that one out. We'll stay right here to see who gets. Looks like Jacob Parks is going to take the lead as they race back to the start finish.
Got hit hard.
He did. He went airborne back there. So let's cycle back there. We already got. That's what you want to see if you're in the Cole Parks fan club. So that looked like a pretty serious. Old Spider just has not had it. He still leads the Jabroni Cup and wins. The winningest driver out there, but just having some real consistency issues at the end of the season. We're going to back it up and see what happened. Oh, that was Spider up in the air. Mitch was definitely at the start of that accident, so let's scoot up a little bit. I thought. Maybe not. Maybe it was Spider the whole time. That's the green flag. Yeah, let's stay here, right here with Spider and see what happened. Riding right behind Chris Skeen. David Baird getting him turned around. Justin Parks, Cole Parks right into him. Just bad luck for Cole Parks. That was a pretty serious shot. Looking like the 44 is done for the day, and the 87 could be in trouble too. They hit that hard, putting the front wheels off the ground. Let's get up behind Cole Parks so we can see. Actually, let's go back to Spider and go helicopter cam. So David Baird getting aggressive with Spider. Coming into that turn, he was not going to give any ground. Just a little tap right into the rear Spider and turns him around. But the bigger headline here is, how is the 87 going to fare coming out of this? So we'll look and see. Justin Parks was back there too, but looked like he made it around without any contact. Yeah, he does. Cole Parks tried to go to the inside. No, Justin Parks with a pretty good hit, but not as hard as Cole Parks. Looks like the hood came off the 69, but the 87 had a harder hit. Let's back that up again since both of our points leaders are involved here. Let's go real speed. Justin Parks clips the front end, but Cole Parks nails the side, so it's really going to be interesting to see how those guys come out of the pits. We got time, so let's go on board in the 69 and then do the same with the 87. Pretty good hit. It's a great view there, Tad, of the action. We're going to look at Cole Parks. Spotters must have been telling him to try to get down low, but that was the wrong move. That's a really hard hit. And 69, the front end torn off. It's going to be a... Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yep. Let's go back full screen so I don't hit the wrong button. Get caught back up to live and see what happens. Just a battle of attrition. The question will be, can anyone take advantage of this as the number 1 and 2 cars in the point standings look to still be in the race, but heavily damaged. Chris Skeen could be in the driver's seat. Oh, and we're already back. Already back to green flag racing, so we're not going to pull the standings up for the moment.
I don't think I can see the 87.
We will check on that in a second, Tad. So Chris Everett making his way to the front of the pack. Darrell Parks into the... And we've got another crash. And speak of the devil, Chris Skeen, who we're keeping our eye on, gets spun around. 69 still out there. Don't think 87 is. He looks like he is done for the day. We'll take a quick check on the standings before we back that up. Cole Parks is out of the race, folks. That hurts for his chances of catching up. Luke Halton also out of the race. Wes out of the race. JD, Luke, and Pete Cool all done for. So right now, Justin Parks, to make a bad pun, definitely in the driver's seat here. Pretty much, I think if he just finishes this race, it's wrapped up. Unless Chris Skeen does something miraculous. Speaking of, we're going to check in on... Oh, look at that. We can check out the pace car from different angles. That's pretty useless. Let's back up to Skeen and see what happened there. We won't take as long of a look at it so we don't bump into the live coverage, but... You know, if he wins this race, it's going to be interesting to see how that affects the points. Looks like it probably was just bumping wall again. Yep, getting close to somebody who's going to hit the wall. Yep, wedged in with Brian Driggers, turned around. Looks like he avoided. He got a little bit of, maybe just a bit of a graze by the 39 and 48, but other than that, came through it pretty well. Anybody else in back here? Any collisions? I don't think we had anything. Didn't see this secondary event back here. So let's back it up. Oops, wrong button. Jason Brown and Rusty Hughes getting into each other. And Jacob Parks and Jason Parks got together first. Bumped by Jacob Parks. Justin Parks bumps Jason Parks. We've got people bumping everywhere, but pretty minor compared to the main event there. So let's get caught back up. Jacob Parks in fourth in the points, I believe. His car's still looking pretty solid, at least when it comes to all the parts still being on it. Chris Skeen didn't take too much damage there. Gonna see what happens as they stack back up and get a little chain reaction of people bumping there. Let's get caught back up to our live feed so we don't miss any green flag action there, Tad. We're on lap 34 of 63. This has turned out to be quite unexpected destruction derby out there, Tad. Gotta say, I didn't think it would be this bad of a meat grinder, but it's already taken out our second place driver when it comes to point standings. Who else will be claimed as a victim? Chris Everett, the race leader for the moment. For the moment. Chris Skeen 11th. Justin Parks 13th. And Jacob Parks 15th. So, where is Jason Parks? He is 12th. So, those guys are kind of clustered together. So, we're going to go back there as we get ready for the restart. 36 out of 63, so just a little bit over halfway. So we'll keep an eye right here with Chris Skeen, Jason Parks, Justin Parks. Guys up there in the points. Right now, Tad. If you're Crockerham, are you going to Crockerham it up? You know? You're going to mix it up back there or just stay clean? Chris Skeen's car looking pretty clean. Let's see what happens. These guys are far enough back to where usually everything's popping off further back in the field. See what happens. What happened to Justin Parks going backwards back there? Dropping back to the back of the field. So Jason Parks, Chris Skeen gonna try to hold on and gain some ground and points. Chris Skeen right into Drew Parks. Little Drew can't get a break. Miles Parks maybe going to get a little revenge for his brother, but thought better after the initial contact. Drew Parks right back around in front of Skeen. So that is your third and fifth place in the points drivers right there in the same shot. Well, for a second, Jason Parks trying to catch back up. 39 out of 63. Let's do a quick scan to see where Justin Parks is. Running pretty slow, but still getting points for being out there. It's going to be interesting to see if they can get around him and put him a lap down. Drew Parks into the wall with Stinky Bennett. Stinky Bennett into Jacob Parks, causing a traffic jam back there. Justin Parks squeezes through with no further damage. Just another lucky break for the points leader. The car is beaten but not defeated. I think if he would have had a solid hit there, that would have been all she wrote, but he squeaked through without any more contact. don't even know who was that. Drew Parks getting turned around again. So we're on lap 40 of 63. Let's back it up. Yep, just too close, gunning right into the wall. Of course, being further back gave him a little bit of a cushion to be able to get around. Boy, that was close. So Darrell Parks, the race leader at the moment. Get focused on him and get caught up to the live action. Oops. Alright, we're caught up. Let's pull the standings back up. Chris Everett, Chief, holding on to second. Dane Parks up to third. Mitch in fourth. David Baird in fifth. E.J. Lawler in sixth. Brian Driggers in seventh. We kind of got the B team up here. Darrell Parks doing pretty well in the standings, but the other guys not so much. Chris Geen in 8th, and Jacob Parks 11th, Justin Parks 13th. I must have known Jason Parks in 16th. So those are your drivers at the top of the point standings for the season. We are on lap 42 of 63, so starting to see that home stretch come into view. Get her full screen and get ready. Hopefully this will be the last caution lap. Don't know, just hoping. Maybe we'll get a green flag lap or two before another crash. Tad's taking a break, so a little bit of dead air. Help Tad's thoughtful insight help carry the show. So this is still the Jabroni Cup 2021 season, extended into 2022, but wrapping it up. After this one ends, there's going to be a pretty good break for the off season, and we'll see what happens if there's any expansion. And rumor mill is saying there's going to be a lot of changes with the tracks for the next year. Just going to come down to what type of lineup of tracks can they put together. Coming back around, hopefully we're going to get the green. Fingers are crossed. 43 out of 63. Oh, yep, I see the flag down there by the guy on pit road. Nope, that must just mean the pits are open, as we're going to sit here for another caution lap. Of all people, the fastest lap right now is by Mitch McGurk. Oh, Mitch. Wow, we've got some time. We'll compare that to the track information. So, one of the few times that other racing series has bested the Jabroni drivers, as we see the other series' record lap is 26.83 seconds. Today, Mitch, or 26.83, today Mitch has recorded a time of just barely over 27. Granted, it's got to be hard to put together some solid laps when it seems like every green flag we're getting crashes. Tad, welcome back to the booth. Got to be green this time around, Tad. Got to be. We'll see what happens. Darrell Parks, current race leader. Definitely the place to be up there towards the front. And we're going green. Green. 45 out of 63. We've got some interesting guys up front. Guys that aren't doing so well in the points. Getting a little bit of an opportunity to shine. We might step back through the back of the field a little bit. Chris Geen, the only driver threatening that's still up there. And boy, he has just really put on a performance here to end this season. Even if he doesn't win the championship, Tad, he's still going to be carrying that momentum into the offseason. What will it do for the start of next season? You know? Maybe now we'll settle in a bit. Chris Everett, the new race leader. One of the more disappointing drivers. One of the rookies coming in. Has not helped out McCarkles Motorsports very much, but I still say he's got a lot of potential. See some people smacking into the wall back there a little bit. Skeen in traffic, but this could be his race to try to take over as the drivers in the top positions of points are either well behind him or out of the race. Zardos Thunderbird looks like it got rearranged fairly significantly. Jason Parks into the wall. Logan Parks, defending champ. Not the best of seasons. Crockerham's in 16th, Rusty Hughes 17th. Points leader Justin Parks in 18th, but again, you're out there getting points. That's just putting more distance between you and Cole Parks in second, who is out of the race. Chris Everett into the wall. Same for Dane Parks, into the wall hard. Maintain control, but we'll see what happens. Chris Skeen slowly working his way to the front of the pack. If he wins another race, Tad, this is going to be incredible. He has come on at the end of this season in such a way that Chris Skeen, remember, he just won one. He won two. Well, I think two here lately. Still got a ways to go. 13 laps left. But they're putting them together now. So we'll see what happens. Follow along with Chris Skeen, who is this could easily put him into second place in the points. Disappointing day for Cole Parks, to say the least. Wow, he really, that rear end was coming out both ways there. A lot of fishtailing in that 76. Might want to check those tires for pizza grease. And dap them down with some napkins. He's riding in 7th right now. Little Drew Parks in 8th. Jacob Parks trying to make his way back up through the field as he is in 4th place in the points. But it's slowed down. Wow, I don't know what happened there. He has caught up to Chris Skeen. Let's go back up to the front of the field. Chief still running up front. Very unlikely to see him pull it together and still smacking the wall, but he's not slowing down too much when he does that. And we're 53 out of 63, so even doing that, he could still hold on, Tad. He could still hold on. This is beating that outside side of the car to death. Let's follow along for a second just to see if he smacks the wall again. I think at this point, he's going for broke. Got nothing to lose, Tad. You're that far back in the points, and your team just wants to see what you got. Chris Skeen in 7th. Jacob Parks must have gotten loose or something. He has dropped way back. So again, Chris Skeen riding a massive wave of momentum. Could end up the second place driver in the point standings and could possibly challenge, but with Justin Parks out there still completing laps, it could be academic at this point then. 55 out of 63. We're in the home stretch. Let's go inside the car with Chris Everett. He flies around the track and uses the wall, it seems like, as part of his strategy, to maintain that speed, just ricocheting off the wall. It's working for him, folks. Seems like every time he's coming out of that turn, he's going to smack that wall and just keep on trucking. He's got quite a sizable lead at the moment. Well, it's going to take his one little slip. Dane Parks in 2nd. Another driver we haven't seen up front very much, but Darrell Parks holding on, but Audi, David Baird getting right around him. Oops. Darrell Parks into the wall, but gets bumped, maintains. Fortunately, no caution out of that. Oh, Mitch gonna benefit. Oh, it's a pace car. Oh, Mitch is gonna benefit from that. Strong performance for old Mitch today. Mistook the white car in the air for his earlier, but it was Spider, and he's kind of been under the radar, Tad. Working his way up. Working his way up. Everyone just maximizing the track back there where the outside wall widens out. Justin Parks still holding on in 18th, still out there picking up points, and that's really all you could ask for. He's kind of like running out the clock on his opponents. We'll work our way back up. Crockerham in 17th, Rusty Hughes in 16th, Logan Parks 15th, Jacob Parks 14th, Jason Brown smacks the wall and right into the Zardoz car and just dropping him further back. Jason Parks 11th, Stinky B in 12th, Brian Driggers 10th, EJ Lawler 9th, Noel Numbies in 8th, Drew working his way back up to 7th. Hopefully he doesn't get hit again. Chris Geen in 6th, Darrell Parks in 5th, sliding out there. Oh, Mitch up to 4th. Audi in 3rd. This definitely looks like it could be his best finish of the season if he can hold on. Dane Parks stacking stakes in 2nd. No Chief in 1st. The wall bounce has been working for him today. You just got to wonder if that right rear tire is going to eventually succumb to the force of smacking the wall, but we're on 61 out of 63. It looks like it's going to work out for him. So he is going to pick up a win and leave the only McCorkle's racer without a win of the season, Jacob Parks. Dane Parks looks like he's got 2nd place locked down. See if anyone's got any bit of a fight. 4th place up for grabs if Darrell Parks can make a move on old Mitch. Just hit lap 62. So next time around, we're going to get the white flag. Miles holding on to 6th. Got a cluster of drivers there. Let's see what happens up here between Mitch and Big D. Like I said, usually not a place where we see a lot of these guys. And it shows. He really got off of it there, and Darrell Parks gets right around him. Last lap. Looks pretty decided. Move a little bit further back. These guys looking like they're pretty steady. I don't know if we're going to see any action on the last lap, Tad, other than just finishing it off, and we'll have to see where the points fall. Some more wall bangers back there. So we'll stay right here until the standings go up there. But they just went official. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and finish this one off and take a look at the point standings. And then we're going to have to take a little break to reset for the next race. And just like that, Chris Everett with the win, but Chris Geen moves up another slot on the board, but 104 points. I don't think mathematically it's even possible at this point for him to win. Looks like Justin Parks has got it sewn up. Cole Parks drops to 3rd.
I knew that he was going to drop.
Yeah, losing that many laps. Yep, that's what's going to happen. So we're going to finish in Atlanta. Let's just take a look real quick at the standings. Read 'em and weep. Looks like 69's going to finish strong. So we're going to wrap this thing up here in just a second. We're going to shut down to get our graphics ready and be right back at you with the next race.